Hello, fellow Ghanaians. This is Joby FM Radio 1. Listening to Joby FM Radio 1. I'm Tutupini Manche. I'm here this evening with a friend, a brother, Mr. Ezekiel, and we'll be discussing a few things about Ghana politics, and how things are going on in Ghana. We're going to have election in December 7th, and there's a lot of tension. And we are praying to God that God will protect Ghana, God will rescue Ghana. And it's very difficult to predict exactly what is going to happen December 7th. But we've seen some things happen a few months ago when we were having our registration. People were terrorized, people were beaten and all that. We pray and hope that will not happen. Because the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, also promised when he went to Sunyani and on his tour, he said there will be peaceful election. So we're hoping that it will be peaceful. The election will be peaceful. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing fine. And yourself?
I'm doing good. I just want to ask you to just tell us a little bit about what you know going on in Ghana and why you think certain things are not going well, or what do you think about the politics going on in Ghana now?
Well, thank you for this question. For some reason, I think we have a big problem in Ghana because every time that is approaching election, there is some kind of political tension in the atmosphere, and I think this is very wrong. I really don't get it. Here that I sit in can I refer to me? I'm sorry.
Just talk.
Yes. So this is like you and I have been in America for so long, and we are in a political year, and we don't even hear any kind of tension in that atmosphere. There's nothing going on. Like for you to feel like, okay, these people are rising against this, this person is trying to fight, bring tension, cause some kind of chaos or tension in the atmosphere. But for some reason, in Ghana, we seem to be having this kind of problem. Every time there's, anytime it's approaching to election, or we are approaching to election, there's some kind of political tension in the atmosphere. Well, to me, I hope everything is going to be fine because, and one thing too that I've realized is that, of course, this tension always comes around, but at the end of the day, we always end up having a peaceful election. So the only thing is I'm just hoping that we have a peaceful election. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. But one thing that I want to draw your mind to, I know most of the time we have all this kind of tension, but at the end of it, the election becomes peaceful. But we've never seen security officers beating people, preventing people not to register and all that. We've not seen that before. So, do you think that is going to happen in election day?
Well, if you ask me, I can't tell you that trust me, I can't give you 100% answer that it's not going to happen or it will happen. Because the problem about, like I said, one thing I keep saying is the kind of politics we run in Ghana is so sad. It's so sad. I mean, of course, it's wrong for this kind of things to be going on, this kind of tension, and people not registering. Like on that same day, like registering on the same, writing their name down on that on the very
You mean the same very day or the same register?
I'll say on the same day, like the same very day. To me, I say it's very wrong. It shouldn't even happen, you know. But to me, the whole bottom of this whole thing is I hope that everything goes on peacefully. You know, everything. That's all.
Yeah. All right. So I have a question for you. How do you see Nana Akufo-Addo's presidency? How, in general, how do you see things going? This 4 years. So the whole 4 years, how do you see his governing and things going on in Ghana?
Okay. Well, thanks for that question. Honestly, to be frank with you, I will give him. That's my opinion, and I think everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I will actually give him 70% or 100 because of the fact that he has made some kind of policies, like introduce something like free education. Of course, I agree about the fact that there are other people saying that then it was even wrong, or it's even wrong for him to introduce that because that free education is causing so much problem. Well, but don't also forget that the free education that he has introduced, there are some people that have their parents cannot afford, but because of the free education, at least they have that kind of privilege to enjoy it. So to me, if you ask me, I will give him 70 out of 100. I mean, he has to me he has done okay. You know, I won't say he has done the best, but he has done okay.
Okay, with the free education, I have a question. If we do mass production of senior high school students and they come out because their parents cannot afford for them to go to senior secondary school, and now that they've gone to senior secondary school and we just heard that the exams they wrote, most of them did not even have any idea about what is going on. They bought them, how do you call it? PASCO, we call it PASCO, pass examination papers to study, and they went to the exam, and everything they studied, there was nothing in the exam papers, and the children went wild. I think you heard about that. You saw some videos, the children misbehaving and all that. Where does it end? Because the free education bring so many people gonna be finishing free education, right? The senior secondary school, which is SHS, the senior high school, and then when they come out and they've not passed to go to university, they've not passed to go anywhere. What do you think? Don't you think the state have wasted money?
Okay, I think what you are saying is somehow right. Of course, if people have to, seek education, especially in this era, this free education, and then at the end of it, they come out, they end up, not coming out with flying colors or maybe failing and that. I believe that in any situation or in any kind of policy that is introduced, we have to start from somewhere. With this free education, well, yes, I get it. I get it that there are so many things going on that, okay, the people are not taught so many things like PASCO has been introduced into the system. But yes, if you look at it that way, of course, I don't have a concrete evidence to that. This is something that I'm hearing out there. But my thing is, with things like this, like I said, comes with challenges. It's not going to be 100% right, but I strongly believe that as time goes on, things will fall in place. They will know how to, put things in the right perspective. You see, that's what I mean.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ezekiel. Also to add to it, this free education, don't you think it would have been better starting it with poor people who cannot pay fees should go for free? or we used to have a day students go for free. Then we take it from there slowly. But with this, they did it mass, and that is taking a lot of the resources of the government. So the government could not get extra money to do other development. A lot of our money just keep going into these free SHS. And also, we don't have facilities like classrooms to accommodate these free SHS students. So they have to go on shift. Some go like 2 months and come and stay home like 4 months. And don't you think that's a burden on the parent? And secondly, the children staying home, going to school for 2 months, staying home for 4 months, and coming back to school. What do you think? They will forget everything that were taught in the 2 months, right? What do you think?
Yeah, thank you very much. So, like I said from the beginning, everything that we like, everything that you start or everything that you introduce, there are some kind of challenges that comes with it. Of course, like you said, this shift thing that has been going on in this free education is actually not the best. But as time, goes forward or as time progresses, I know things will be put in their perspective place. And also, one thing you should also not forget is that before President Akufo-Addo took office, he promised the Ghanaians, he promised the masses that he's going to implement free education. And then people doubted him. So, yes, you also raised the fact that, okay, why did he even go into the mass, like produce a mass free education, but then not considering why couldn't he start from, at least implementing it from the poor people? Yeah. But the thing is, he promised the masses that he's going to introduce free education. And then the masses doubted him. Like, not even the masses, but I'll say the the opponent was actually throwing shit at him by saying it's not going to happen. So that is why when he took office, he had no option to implement it. For the other party to know that, okay, well, this is what he has done.
So somehow, somewhere, it's just like it's a political gimmick. It's political, promise that he want to fulfill at all costs. So it wasn't taught. The whole thing was not taught well and not planned well, because I think maybe the first 2 years of his office, he could have used it to build infrastructure before using the other 2 years to put the student in there, and then everything will be smoothly run. But all the same, the free SHS is there, and I will see what the next government is going to come to do, because they said they will review it, and we don't know how they're going to review it, so we will wait and see. So let's move to another topic. What about President Akufo-Addo's developmental projects in the country? Recently, Dr. Bawumia did a press conference in their NPP, manifesto launch, and they said they did this, they did a lot of things, but people keep coming out from areas where they mentioned and said, oh, they said there's a school building here, there's nothing here. They said there's one factory here. Here is the place. There's no factory. It's just a signboard. I don't know whether you saw some videos like that or heard some things like that. What do you think with your knowledge of Ghana? Even though we are far away, but we listen to radio, we read, we and other networks. We always, this time it's like we're in a global village, so it's easy to be able to access information from Ghana. What can you tell us, or what do you know about the development projects that President Akufo-Addo is doing?
All right. So when we take Akufo-Addo development process into consideration, I would say he built postoply. It could be that he hasn't, of course, accomplished most of these promises that he has promised. So to me, I think I wouldn't mind if he's giving a second chance, like in the next 4 years. I mean, he cannot do it all in 4 years, because in something, the thing is, when you are opposition and you are giving all these promises and something, promising the people in that when you come, you do this, you do that, you do this, it's different as compared to you taking power. Because when you take power, you're going to see a whole lot of challenges that is going to come with it. So maybe he took power and he was probably taking care of certain things. You see, so, well, I believe that, okay, yes, it could be that there are some establishment that he hasn't made, like he hasn't achieved. But I hope that as time goes on, that is, if the people of Ghana gives him the second chance, I believe that he's probably going to accomplish that.
Okay. Ghana's debt is about $250 something billion. Before President Akufo-Addo came to power, Ghana's debt was around 125 to 30 billion dollars. President Akufo-Addo alone, and this 125 to 30 billion dollars was from Nkrumah all the way to President Mahama 2016. From 2017 to right now, President Akufo-Addo's government alone borrowed $135 billion. They've used Ghana's gold. That's what they wanted to do with Ajapa, but they've used Ghana's bauxite to go for a loan in China. They collected, they asked for $2 billion, some money, $3 billion or $2 billion thereabout, to do roads, but the money didn't come. Just few of the loan came. They also use our cocoa to also go for a loan, 600 million. They also use our Get Fund to go for a loan, 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion. Right now, when we sell our cocoa, we have to be able to pay that 600. Not all the money that comes back will come to us like it used to. When we sell, our Get Fund, the taxes that people pay, and our VAT and all that, portion go to Get Fund. And Get Fund was established by President Rawlings so that they can use that Get Fund purposely for educational projects. But President Akufo-Addo's government used that Get Fund to go and collect a loan, 1.5. So right now, about 70% of the Get Fund, when we realize it, go to pay a loan. So the question that I am asking, and a lot of people are asking, is if you really want to put pieces together, the oil money, what we realize from oil is not part of it. A lot our taxes is not part of it, but the borrowing that we borrow from outside market, President Akufo-Addo alone in 4 years, $135 billion. Is there anything that we can pinpoint and say they did this? Like they build one hospital from the ground to the end. They build a school building from the ground to the end. They build whatever. Is there anything we can show for this $135 billion plus?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Honestly speaking, to me, I haven't seen anything. There's nothing that we can pinpoint. But then don't also forget that there could be some projects that is going on that we haven't seen or we haven't heard. See, so yes, it's true. I mean, I think all these loans that they've gone for and using this kind of like things like the resources, right, to go for loan, yes, as a collateral, to go for loan. To me, I think it's wrong. It's completely wrong. I mean, but my own thing is, even the loan that you even going for, at least if we can see, or that okay, this is what the loan that you went in for. This is the proof. This is what you use that to establish as a proof. Of course, at least if you are able to convince the people of Ghana with such a thing, of course the people of Ghana will be somehow okay, like understand you, get you. But then if you don't do like we don't see, if the people of Ghana don't see all this proof, and then all we hear is keeping going in for loan after loan after loan, I think that is wrong.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ezekiel. You're listening to Joby FM Radio 1, and I'm Tutupini Manche with my very good friend and a brother, Mr. Ezekiel. So right now, we just want to jump quickly, because of time, we want to jump quickly to PDS. You heard about PDS, right? Yeah, you've heard about PDS, you've heard about Ameri, you've heard about the box, contaminated oil, you've heard about how our refinery, oil refinery, was shut down, and they are using their deposits to store finished products, petrol, and kerosene and diesel that people imported to the country. Whilst right now we are having a crude oil. Don't you think our machines, our refinery can be calibrated so that our refinery can refine the crude that we have to give us more money, or more, how do you call it? Yes, more money for, or add value to what the crude that we have in Ghana. What do you think about all these things and all this allegation of corruption going on? And the latest one is the Japa deal, Safo Mafo's son, Ken Ofori-Atta, and all these people just trying to put some pieces together, and everybody is screaming like, come on, we can't agree on this one. What do you think about all that?
Okay, so first of all, let me comment on the Japa deal. Honestly, with me, I won't say I have so much evidence about that
Information.
Yeah, so much information about. But what I'm hearing out there that Otri Gabi used his law firm to use like have to include his law firm for to get his name on it right. That is completely that is completely wrong. If you ask me, that is completely wrong. And I think one thing too that I've heard a lot of people comment is about the fact that the president has surrounded himself with his family, and then it's like what they do is anything that belongs to Ghana, most of these people happen to use their name, or like use their personal name, to represent the country, which I think is wrong. Okay, considering Osafo Mafo's son, well, I overheard Kennedy Japon talking on one of the stations that his son qualifies. His son actually has a degree in, I think, honestly, I've forgotten the degree. But then, if you consider his credentials, his son is actually the best person to assume that position, to be given that position at that moment. So, what is wrong?
Hold on. The position of the son as a deputy director or CEO or something of a SNIT, that position was not published. It wasn't published. No application was given. People didn't put the application. And that office wasn't even existing. It was created in this government. And the son was the first person to have that office. Don't you think that's a conflict of interest?
Well, you could call that a conflict of interest, But then again, you don't know, you are saying, do you have evidence that it was created because of him?
There was no office like that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, but okay, so just like how you are saying it, that is how it is, and I think it's inappropriate. You know, it is especially it's more of like I said, more nepotism. It's like if you are not if you don't belong to the government or you don't belong to that group of that circle, it's like you are not considered, you know, to be in, and they don't even. So I think with that is wrong. And you also spoke about the oil refinery thing. Yes, of course. I think the oil refinery actually needs to be restructured because, first of all, if that thing is done, it will create employment for the people. You see, but taking crude oil from here to other country and shipping them for them to, I think is wrong. It's completely wrong. So I think it's about time, you know, for this government to invest in that at least to, you know, like revive it or any kind of problem that it has. At least they should be able to fix it. That way, if that happens, of course, it will create employment for the people of Ghana. You know, and I think it's something good. You know, if I think if they should take that initiative. That is my mind, and this is all I can say about it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ezekiel. Thank you for your time. I'm so grateful Mr. Ezekiel made some time for us this evening, and we love him, you know. And this is Joby FM Radio 1. You're listening to Tutupini Manche and Oula. My brother, Mr. Ezekiel. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening. And we love you, and we'll be coming out with more explosion very soon. Be blessed and stay out of trouble. Don't forget the COVID is not gone. Please remember to be washing your hand. Don't be touching your face, your nose, shaking people, and all of a sudden touching your nose. Hey, sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you just touch your nose and you say, oh man, I shouldn't have. But please try to be washing your hand all the time. Wash your hand with soap. Don't wash your hand in a bowl. Wash your hand in a running water. Wash your hand and let the water run away. Let the water run, and then it's good. And then also try as much as possible to put on your mask. I know as for the mask, it's becoming like a fashion right now. So a lot of people who don't want to be wearing a mask have started wearing it, and with designs and all that, and it's fine. We want to save our lives, and we want to save others' lives too. Thank you very much. Love you. Joby FM Radio 1, Tutupini Manche, you're listening to.